Okay, Nitro fans, Racing 393. A quick intro before we go into the video. You'll see here before you, these are not my cars, by the way. They're just pictures I've got off the internet. But these are the three cars that you're going to see in the video. They all need restoring. So the one right next to me, just there, you can just see, that is an MP1 by Kyosho. That's not mine, but mine looks very similar to that. The one that's there, that is a 1/10 Acme Condor. So again, it's a bit of a futuristic looking body shell. I don't plan to do that particular shell, but the chassis, mine is slightly different from that one. It's got like different colour shocks, but it's pretty much that model. And then the other one, which is that way, once I get me on the other side there, a Probe VXI, another 1/8 scale buggy. So the video is going to be about, I'm going to show you my cars, the ones I've got, and then I'd like you to choose which one you would like me to rebuild or refurbish. The MP1, which is just there, I've already done one of them, but I don't mind doing another one because that one's a little bit more complete and all original. The other two doesn't really matter to me. So in the comments of this video, if you put number 1, that means I'll do the Kyosho MP1. If you comment 2, that would be the Probe VXI. That will need a rebuild. If you comment 3, it would be the 1/10 Condor Acme buggy, which is just below me. So I will let you decide once you watch the video. Hopefully you'll watch it, and I'll give it a while, probably about a week. Where are we now? Friday. I'll give it till next Friday, which is just before the bank holiday here in the UK. So 27th, is it? 26th? Something like that. Don't know. But Friday week, this video will be released on Friday evening, and you have 7 days to do a bit of a vote. Just make it a bit of fun, that's all. Anyway, sit down, relax, and enjoy the video.
Hello Nitro fans, Racing 393. Today's video is just basically updating you on some bits and projects that I've got. I've been collecting cars, you know, over the years, or this year. Some you've seen before, but I bought another one. Some you haven't. Now, if you watch the channel, you'll notice that my main interest, I do like, in fact, I love my nitros. I've got loads of electric cars, but I do love my nitros. Being a little bit more specific, I love my vintage nitros. And I suppose, drilling that down just a tad further, it's the vintage 1/8 nitros. Now, before you, I've got 3 fairly similar eraed cars, but nevertheless 3 completely different cars, one of which you've seen me restore, well, not that one clearly, but one like it. But I'm going to go through them one at a time. I've got a few notes to go through so I don't miss things out. There's not a lot to say. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but there's 3 nitros here. There's 2 1/8s and there's a 1/10, and I'll go through that. The 1/10 one actually has a funny story behind it. Not so much the history of the car specifically, but when I went to get, I won't say this car, but other nitros, and it's what the owner said about this one. It was interesting. So I'm just going to move things around, and I'll probably go over the most obvious one first, one that's fairly easy to quickly scoot over. And then you can, what I'd like is perhaps you can let me know which one of these you would like me to I say rebuild. It's super rare somebody getting hold of some of the gear, but you can find it. But yeah, which one you'd like to see rebuilt first? If you can give me like an order of 1, 2, and 3, that would be just useful for the people that do watch my videos. So let me just sort the cars out so that I can see the screen and we can talk about one particular car at a time. So the first car, you've seen one of these before. On my video, I rebuilt a Nitro, I think these are turbo burns. I'm going to go through that in a second. I've already rebuilt one of these. You'll notice if you watch those videos, you'll see the problems, some of the problems I had with that car. This is another one. This is probably, if I'm honest, even more original, because when I first bought the, we called it the MP1, or it might have even been an MP2. I'll go over that in a minute. I might need a bit of help with that. It wasn't complete. It was a rolling chassis, where this one is a complete car. So it has all the electrics in it. It has the motor, the fuel tank, everything. It's all there. So even the original muffler, I think has that got the same one? Can't remember now. It's got the original muffler set up. The chassis underneath is in absolutely pristine, for its age anyways, pristine condition. I got words out. It's even got the original wheels and tyres on, which are not well, they are perished. I've just noticed. You might get away with that. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, I could do with the original tyres, but I can't find them. I bet there are around. I bet there's people that know where they are. But anyway, that's a separate thing. It's even got the rear like rollover hoop, which my other one didn't have, because it had a bracket that was broken. I did wonder what that was. Clearly, it was that. So this is, I think, I don't know. Is it a MP1? I'm pretty sure this is the MP1, because the reason I say that is this is the Burns MP1. This is my understanding, because it's the one that doesn't have the rear wing. You had the Turbo Burns MP2, which I think pretty much, I think the fuel tank may well have been over this side, but anyway, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I believe that's and it had a wing, and that's the Turbo Burns. But this came out between 1987 and 1989. So this is the original 1/8 Nitro Buggy. Subsequently, MP1, 87, 89, I've got notes here. The Turbo Burns, which was the MP2 with the wing, and I think the fuel tank was here, maybe. 89, 92. The Inferno, and what they called the MP3. I think that was the same as the Turbo Inferno MP4, or I haven't got a date for that one, but Inferno MP3 and Turbo Inferno MP4. And that was
1992 to 95.
MP5 and 6 were fairly similar. I think the MP6 was slightly longer wheelbase. I've got a restored MP5, which is, again, it's on my channel. I think it's on my channel. I should have got that down here as well, but I haven't got enough room. But anyway, that's the first car. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail with this one because you've seen the rebuild already. If you'd like to see me rebuild this one, it's more original. I have actually got, this is all the original engine with this. So I think this is a OS Max RF. My understanding, it's got compression. I have checked it. Turns over. It would clearly need a rebuild or a strip down and clean, but it's all there. It's all super soft. Yeah, I like that. So that's the first one. So we'll call that car 1. If you would like to see me rebuild this one, you can vote car 1 in the comments. On to the next one. So this one's a bit peculiar. It's depends what you read and where you read it. It depends what this one is. Now, it is super old. Well, it's probably not a lot different. It's actually say super old. It's newer than the MP1, although it looks older. However, we call this one. This is a Flying Point, from what I understand, a Flying Point Probe VXI or VX1. I think it's an I. It's a 1.8 four-wheel drive competition buggy that was actually IFMA registered. So back in the day, back in 2000, when did this come out? 2003-ish. Not too sure. This was IFMA registered. So it was only sold in Europe. So back then, the UK was in Europe. But I don't know whether that means you could buy them in the UK. I wouldn't know. So you wouldn't be able to buy this if you was in America, for example, unless you imported it, which would have cost a fortune. There's not a lot of information on this, actually, confirmed information, because even if you go through the forums, it's a bit, people are saying one thing and something else, and you can't read into everything like it's fact. You have to sort of pick bits out of it which are sort of similar. It's got 3 diffs. I don't know if that's I think even the 1.8 turbo Burns, or the Burns there, the MP1's got 3 diffs. So clearly one there, and one there. I guess that was a thing at the time. Maybe it's a new thing. So 3 diffs. It's got I don't know if this one has, but it's supposedly on this motor. I don't even know if this motor looks original. It's got a competition clutch system. Who knows whether it has or not. I'll go through some other bits in this in a second. That's about all I can find out about it. Now, I have bought a complete rear end and front end for this, because you can see here that's like epoxy resin. It can be replaced front and rear. It's got everything. It's got the wishbones, the diff, the lot. So that's another rebuild. Now with this one, what I have noticed is this tray, and if I try and, it's a bit mucky, but underneath you've got like an aluminium homemade chassis. So the chassis, whoever's made this has done a pretty good job, I have to say. But it isn't, from what I can gather, an original chassis. Now, I've just got to clean some oil up, bear with. So this buggy, although it's in original condition, it's in probably quite, I say poor condition. It's nothing broken on it. It's just probably never ever been cleaned. I don't want to go into too much. I don't want to move it too much, because it's got, there's probably still oil in the muffler. And it's on the table, which won't please my other half, but I've cleaned it. Right, so now I'm not sure the engine in this. It's an OS. It's an OS engine. I'm not sure the models. I can't see it. It's sort of hidden in the shadows, but you can see it's a bit of a different muffler setup on it. Doesn't mean it has to stay like that, but I'll keep it fairly original. It looks okay. I'll probably try and retrofit a Burns shell on this, to be honest with you. We should be able to make that happen. And it's got kind of a nice, well, an unusual, but probably, the rear wing is flexible. I'm not sure I'd like it that high. I don't know. Maybe, because it goes even higher than that, but plus it stops it breaking if you turn it over. So yeah, it's got a bit of a sort of a home-built feel to it, but only because the chassis is not original, and we can replace a lot of the bits, or that bit there, the front standoff, which is broken. But it's, to be honest with you, it feels quite good. It's got nice suspension on it. It's pretty much, I mean, to be honest, it's pretty much a turbo Burns, isn't it? It's a 1/8 scale competition buggy of its time. This, like I said, 2003 era. So we call this one Car 2. If you would like to see this one being built, then just comment 2 in the comments. If only one person comments and one person puts a number, then that's the car that gets refurbished. It doesn't matter to me. So that's that one. That's the Flying Point Pro VXI, 1/8 scale. What I would say competition buggy, not a buddy, buggy. which was probably in competition with the Kyosho kits there, the Kyosho models. Right, on to the next one, the final one, car 3. So as you can see, this one isn't 1/8. This is a 1/10 buggy. And this one is an Acme Condor .18. It's a 4-wheel drive, 2-speed, 2003 also. And the reason I got this, it came with a big bunch of nitros I bought, which I sold, which were the Asman's, sort of the what was it called? I don't know, a Widezilla? I don't know. I sold them all on my eBay store. I only wanted the Asman's nitro engines with the green fins. I've got them on the side up there. So I put those in my other sort of retrospect buggies in case I can't get an original motor for the type of car. The other MP1 that I rebuilt, which is actually over there, you can't see that, but that's got one of those engines in. So the reason I bought the batch of all these kits was just for the motors, and I was knowingly going to sell the buggies. They were in kind of this sort of condition. I had to clean them all up. It looked like they'd been left outside, I don't know. But anyway, this one was also in the box, and I picked it up and looked at it, and the guy said to me, "Oh, that's just thrown in there. Don't worry about that one." As in, he was going to give it to me, but he didn't seem too bothered with it. And the interesting thing was, the first thing I looked at was it's got 2 speeds, and any nitro with a 2-speed has got to be worth a purchase, in my opinion. And I've had a quick look at this. It's actually in very good condition, although a bit rusty. Even the chassis underneath, you know, it's not been raced or rallied, and it's all there. The only thing wrong with this, I don't know if I can show you. If I tip it up, you look at the engine, look at the clutch bell, it's broken. So it's got a 2-speed pinion on it, but the clutch bell is broken. So I need the clutch bell. And incidentally, what I have now purchased is another one of these motors, complete. So I will have a spare. This one does turn over. It seems to have a good compression. It needs a complete strip down. It doesn't need anything buying for it, as far as I can see, apart from the usual updated electrics. And it won't have a buggy body shell on it when I've done this. It's going to have a retro rally car like I usually do. It's in pretty good condition. I think the shocks want rebuilding and everything wants stripping down and cleaning because it's all completely rusty. But this Acme Condor 0.18 4-wheel drive 2-speed came in 2 different varieties, a ready to run and a kit. The early versions had a 0.15 motor, and the later versions 0.18. This is a 0.18 according to the stamp on the side of the engine on this side. So we call this one car 3. I don't particularly like the chrome wheels, so I'm going to try and sort of, I don't want to do about them yet because I can't. The tyres are super glued on, and I don't want to start ripping the tyre. The tyres ain't in bad condition actually. I've got to see how they're fitted on. I would assume hex, but you never know. So this one will be car number 3. And if you would like to see this one being restored or rebuilt, just comment 3 below. I think that's about it. They're the 3. I've got other cars as well, but I'm not going to drag those out just yet. These are the 3 main nitro cars I've got, and it depends which one, assuming you want me to do it, of course, but which one you'd like me to start. So we've got the car number 1 MP1, car number 2, which is the Flying Point Pro VXR, the VXI, not VXR, it's a car in it, VXI. They're both 1/8 nitro buggies. And we've got this 1/10 nitro buggy. This is the Acme Condor. Now this one and the, I would say the VXI, about 2003 era, where the MP1's a bit earlier, so it's probably between, it depends which model it is, I think MP1, so 87 an 89, so that one's quite old, but complete nevertheless. So that's it for now. That's a quick video, just to get an update on what I'm doing or what I'd like to do. If you can let me know in the comments, that would be much appreciated, and any feedback on perhaps these models or what I've got, and if you've got any bits, especially for the probe, or if you know anyone that's got probe bits, I'll be very interested in that, because I can find bits for this. The MP1, you can find bits. I've got quite a lot, but that probe is a bit out there, so I think it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Please, I'd like you to like if you can. It'd be much appreciated. Like the videos, and if you not subscribed, would you consider subscribing? I'm trying to get my way to 500 subscribers, because that's a new milestone for YouTube. And when I get to 500 subscribers, I will do a free giveaway. I haven't actually worked out what to do on that yet, but I will actually buy something that's, you know, at my own money, and I'll do a free giveaway on the channel. So yeah, appreciate your time. Thanks for all your input and feedback. One in particular regarding videos. I'm trying my best here. It's just difficult to do without the right gear, but yeah, I'm doing my best. And I hope to see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.